I am the first lady of food. And I grew up on Long Island. Could you tell? And on Long Island, you know how to work your plates. Every Sunday, my grandparents, Essie and Harry, would schlep from Brooklyn, bringing food for days, food for an army. It was delicious. My mother sucked as a cook, still does. Father, everything fried. You can have it, you can deep fry it, and it would be even better. Needless to say, food was a big thing growing up. Chubby as a child, anorexic as a teen, struggled with weight forever. After high school, went to New York City, where I was in the fashion industry, in design and illustration. Eventually went to culinary school. And I've done everything in the food industry, from dishwasher to private chef in Nantucket. But the lifestyle is difficult. It's wicked stressful. You eat on the fly. You work in 20-hour days. You don't have days off. And you don't have time to exercise because you've been on your feet all day. Who wants to exercise? 30 years later, not doing so well. I've got diabetes. I'm wicked overweight. I've got high blood pressure. 2 years ago, I had bariatric surgery. And as the MC Hammer song, Can't Touch That, you can't touch that. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. You aren't going to be eating that no more. That's all there is to it. I'm going to show you some really good recipes. Easy, sleazy, but yummy and tasty, healthful. So I'm going to show you how to twirl in the kitchen with the first lady of food. Everybody, I'm Karen, the first lady of food, and today we're going to be working on an episode for some food for, I like to say, bariatric and beyond. Beyond because I still make this for myself. I'm 2 years out of bariatric surgery, but we're going to show you how you can do this for bariatric stage 3, which is soft, moist protein, kind of boring, but you can also use these for your family as well, and company. It's that good, okay? So thank you for joining me in my Oval Office. And notice the lovely gloves. So the first thing I do when I'm working with chicken, as we like to call it, chicken, because when you work in the food industry, you become you're not normal, okay? So what you're gonna do is, anytime you work in the kitchen, make sure you have some of these gloves, BJ's. They don't use them out of latex anymore, but they're vinyl gloves. This way, you don't have to be touching anything. You can quickly pull them off the next time you're using it. You want a nice size cutting board, and you always want a wet, damp rag underneath it to keep your cutting board from slipping, all right? So I have my handy dandy knife, and this is one of those kind of fancy ones, but you can buy cheaper versions like Farberware. And what's nice is that they don't cost as much, but they're still good, you know, so get yourself a good knife. The first dish I'm going to make is one of my favorites. It is so easy and sleazy, it's embarrassing. It goes against every kind of cooking rule that there is. So the first thing is I actually have chicken breasts. These are bone-in, and they're cheap. They're usually very inexpensive, usually on sale. I took all the skin off, and I actually used kitchen shears to do that. There's still a little bit left, but you want the bone in because it keeps it more moist. Takes longer to cook, but at the same time, it gives you anything with a bone that's going to give you more flavor, okay? And I guess you could take that in a dirty way, but that's what we do best, isn't it? So what we're going to use, this is like a tomatillo salsa. So these are tomatillos. They're cute little green tomatoes from Mexico, and they have these really cool little husks. So what you would normally do is you would pull the husks off and then you would roast them. We're not doing that. We're just dumping the sauce on the chicken. So this brand, now you can use any green tomatillo sauce that you find, but this brand is Frontera by Rick Bayless, one of the foremost authorities on Mexican food, and these are great. They're like about two for about $5. I got them on sale, 2 for $4. I found them in Marshall's for $1.25 each. There's nothing in them except green chilies, tomatillos, garlic. Make sure that my buddies in the audience can see. I mean, there's nothing you can't pronounce in it. So what you're going to do is take your chicken. You want actually a small dish. You want them close together, which usually when you bake, you want things to have space around them. This isn't like that. Do I salt and pepper these? Hell no. All I do is dump. I am literally dumping the sauce on it. And I'm making sure it's really, really liquidy. So let me show you this. Oh my, it's done. It's pathetically easy. You can also get different flavors of this as well. They have ones with roasted tomato and roasted garlic. Doesn't matter, just dump it on. So now I'm going to show you a little trick. And I'm taking my gloves off. So this is if I handled the chicken, gloves off, bye. A little trick I'm going to show you. If you ever cook lasagna, you know how it's kind of hard with the pan. You can't put foil over it, but then the top will get too crispy. What happens is the foil has a chemical reaction with the tomatoes, and you know, you get those disgusting black spots on it. This is how you're not going to do that anymore. This is something I learned in food service, of all things. First you put plastic wrap, okay? So I'm going to put some plastic wrap down. The key to this is that you have to cover it completely with foil. What it does, it forms a steam barrier. So it actually steams everything. So look, I have this first. And I'm going to have my aluminum handy dandy foil. And did you know that saran wrap also doubles as a lovely headband, you know? I'll show you that. It's a little fashion tip of the week. Usually by 4 o'clock in the afternoon I'd get cranky and I was told that I have to make it a little tighter and need a new fresh piece. So I actually have an oven that's at 350 degrees. Let me just explain that my oven is not calibrated. So I had bought one of those little thermometers and it's about 50 degrees off. So I pushed mine a little higher. You're going to have to guess what your stove is. And I cooked a batch, and I'll show you, for 45 minutes. If you use a metal pan, that actually is hotter. It'll cook faster. So let me show you what I did. I have one ready here. It's still a little hot. So what I did towards maybe when it was finished cooking, I took off everything. I took off the top. And then I put some cheese on it, because why not? Now I could put more cheese. I just have Monterey Jack, low fat. You can put as much cheese as you want, because we like our cheese. Just like I like mine. Never mind. So we have our little cheese here, and we have a little chicken. And I'm going to serve some of my friends here. But you could pull this apart. For bariatric surgery, you don't have to have the cheese. What you can do then is you can chop it up finely. You know, make sure you have all this liquid here that the chicken produced. You're going to have a lot of sauce, as we say. And then these were my go-tos. So I'll show you. I'll chop one up. 1/2 cup containers. You're going to put, because you're not eating more than that. I can't believe I used to eat that little. And I was full. I wish those days were back. But so what I'm going to do is I just would pack them in here, and then I would just put them in the freezer. So, you know, you're tired after bariatric surgery. You're not going to be wanting to do a lot of cooking. So let's just take one. Let's see what happens here. And it kind of shreds, you know. So that's what you're going to do. You're just going to shred it. For your guests, you can keep it whole just like that and serve it with rice. I'll show you a plate like that. Add more cilantro if you'd like. In this case, what I'm going to do is just, I would put it like this with some sauce in it. And then that would be my portion. But as we like to call it, it is delish and nutrish. And you've got all this sauce, so. I knew a lot of people, they were doing chicken breasts and they were doing like regular salsa. This is much more tastier. And there we go. And then I can put this in my little freezer and stack them up. Let me show you what it looks like if you were doing it with a little bit of rice. I'll get a plate. And then I usually put a little salad next to it. But you can just do it like this. Get lots of sauce. Get yourself some cilantro. And voila. Okay. Would you guys like to taste some? I'm going to get you some dishes, okay? Thank you. Would you like a nosh? Darlings. Yeah. Help yourself to forks and knives. Thank you for coming. Take a plate. I'm going to make some more. Can't have Britt be hungry. That would not be good. A little dinner. Nosh, darlings, eat. That's all I want you to do.